welcome to missingauctions.com, and thank you for taking the time to watch this brief tutorial. In it I'll show you quickly how Missing Auctions works and give you a couple of pointers as to how to find the best value items. So what does the website do? Well, it basically allows you to search eBay for misspelled items. Why on earth would you want to do that? Well, let me tell you a story very briefly. Some time ago I was searching eBay for a digital voice recorder, and I mistyped voice, missing out the O, so in fact I searched for a digital vice recorder. Lo and behold, my search happened to return just one item matching that. It was a digital vice recorder. I bid on it, won it, simply because I was the only person bidding, and because the seller hadn't set a reserve, I got it for just over $1, I think, something like that, maybe $1.50. In that case I was certainly lucky, because I stumbled across the right combination of words. But it did set me thinking, is there a way to automate this process? And it didn't take long to figure out that there is, and the result is the website that you're looking at now, missingauctions.com. How does it work? Well, it's actually fairly straightforward. If you type in a word into the search box, what it does is it goes through letter by letter, removing a letter. It also duplicates each letter, switches each letter round, and it also then takes a look at letters on your keyboard nearby the letter in the word. So for example, if you had computer, it would from the keyboard you can see that next to the P is an O, so it would replace the P with the O and search for that. Obviously the more search words you put in, the more combinations and permutations there are. It then creates a query, fires it off to eBay, and you can browse your way through the results. So let's just go back to our example, digital voice recorder. Here's a search I did earlier, and as luck would have it, there is actually one item for sale, and you can see it's a digital voice recorder, but in this case the seller has missed out the I in digital, possibly because they ran out of space, but more likely a typing mistake. So if we go back to the site, how do you actually use it? Well, it's incredibly simple. Just type in the search phrase you're looking for, remembering to spell it correctly. There's Motorola. We're searching on eBay.com. Now, missingauctions.com actually tries to guess where you are in the world, and it pre-selects your nearest auction site. This doesn't always work though, so you may occasionally, in this box here, which at the moment has got all categories in it, it may say please select an eBay site, in which case you'll need to select a country and then select another one. So in this case we'll go to ebay.co.uk. That's because it detects the change, and we'll go back to the com, and see from here we've got all of the categories, and these change over time, so it actually automatically grabs the latest categories just to make sure that you're searching in the right category. Now if you want to do a very general search, just leave it on all categories, but in our particular case, and I do recommend this, we're going to search in cell phones. There we go. Reason being that it'll actually give us a much more specific search. It'll avoid, for example, picking up Motorola walkie-talkie radios that might be listed in another category. After that we just hit go, wait a few seconds while it builds the search query, and then redirects us to eBay. And here we go. These you can see here in the brackets, that's all the possible ways of misspelling Motorola, and you can see that it's found 193 items. So it's not a myth, misspelled items really do exist, and if you're still not convinced, let's take a look. There we go, Motorola, missed out an O, Motorola there with 2 L's in it, Motorola again, the O is missing, 2 L's, oh dear, we've got that one wrong. The T and the O are in the wrong order. I'm not sure what they were thinking with that one. Double L there. So you can see we've got a grand total of 4 pages. Some of these items are buy it nows, some do have bids, but many, as you can see, don't have bids. So there's a good chance that you could pick up these phones very, very cheaply, as long as the buyer doesn't have a reserve set. And in fact, in the past I've used the site, I've been the only bidder, I've been below the reserve, and the buyer has contacted me and said, can we come to a deal, and we've come to an arrangement to buy the item. So that really shows you just how simple it is to use. 193 items found for Motorola. What else is there on the site? If you're interested in what other people have searched for, you can click on the Searches tab, and you can see that in the time I've been talking to you, someone has searched for a monopod on eBay.co.uk, someone's searching for a Physic, which is a brand of bike saddle, on eBay.co.uk, digital voice recorder, Shimano, Camelback, and if you're interested to know the results of any of these, you can just click on the link. There we are, there are 10 items listed. Shimano, they've missed out the H, missed out the N, missed out the H on that one, so you get the idea. You can see it's a very powerful technique. I'll just close that window. If you find the site useful, there's two things I'd love you to do. The first is to bookmark the site so you can come back to it, and you can do that. I'm using Firefox. You can see here that you can press Ctrl D. If I do that now, little dialog box pops up allowing me to bookmark the site. If you're using Internet Explorer, then the option says click here and it will automatically bookmark the site for you. Again, if you find the site useful, if you click the recommend link, you can actually recommend the site to your friends. All we require is your name, your email address, and your friend's first name and their email address. You can recommend up to 3. Note that we do not store your email address or those email addresses of your friends. We will never spam you anyway, even if we were to store them. We have a forum where predominantly I announce enhancements to the site, and people occasionally post bugs and problems, so feel free to check that out. There's not a lot that happens in it though really at the moment. It's not a central part of the site. If you do find a bug and you don't want to post it in the forum, if you click the contact tab, then if you give me your full name and email address and enter your message, I'll do my best to get back to you within 24 hours. And if you're interested in the background to the site, well, there's a little bit of information about it from the About tab. So, there we go. Please, if you do find the site useful, please bookmark us and come back. Thank you very much.